Hello everyone, Crispy724 here, going over a deck today called Boros Metalcraft. So let's get right down to the deck. So this deck works off an ability called Metalcraft, which is a bonus that fires whenever we control 3 or more artifacts. So if we look at some of the namesake cards like Ardent Recruit, we'll see that it's a 1/1 for 1 mana, so pretty cheap card. And if we got our Metalcraft bonus, so 3 or more artifacts, it's now a 3/3 for 1 mana. Pretty awesome in Pauper, right? So we also have other cards like Auriok Sunchaser, which is for 2 mana, it's a 1/1. But with Metalcraft, it's now a 3/3 flyer, which is pretty awesome. And then as far as burn spells, we have Galvanic Blast, which if we have our Metalcraft, now deals 4 damage to our creature and players. So these are like our 3 main cards. Let's talk about some other cards in the deck. So for our lands, we got Ancient Den, Darksteel Citadel, Great Furnace, and just some regular plains. A lot of these cards here just to get those artifact bonus. Right? And then we have some equipment like Bone Splitter and Flare Husk, which also creates a 0/0 or germ creature. So it can be a bot in the beginning if we need. But a lot of equipment and artifact here to get that Metalcraft bonus. Okay? So how this deck works is what you really want to see is an Ardent Recruit or maybe a Auriok Sunchaser in the beginning with some Ancient Dens, Great Furnace, something like that, and a Bone Splitter. Essentially, if your lands like Ancient Den, Great Furnace, and maybe a Bone Splitter can get you that Metalcraft, and you have a Ardent Recruit or a Auriok Sunchaser in the beginning, you can be swinging with a 5/3 as early as turn 2. So, for instance, if you have an Ancient Den, Great Furnace, Bone Splitter, and an Ardent Recruit, turn 1, you play an Ancient Den, then go into an Ardent Recruit, and then next turn, you can lay down your Bone Splitter and attach it to your Ardent Recruit, putting down a Darksteel Citadel or Great Furnace for your land. So you've got 1, 2, 3 artifacts, which pumps up your Ardent Recruit, and your Bone Splitter will give it +2 attack. So you've got that 5/3 on turn 2. Pretty brutal for Pauper. It's a blast. Lots of upside down smiley faces from your opponents. And another way this deck works is we have Prophetic Prism, which can help us get that red mana if we need it for our burn spells, but also when it enters the battlefield, we draw a card. So some of the other creatures in here, like Core Skyfisher and Glinthawk, whenever it enters the battlefield, we'll have to return a permanent to our hand. That permanent is more than likely going to be Prophetic Prism. The reason being is we can use this to cycle through our deck, as well as get down these 2/3 or 2/2 flyers for just 1 or 2 mana. So some pretty nice flying creatures, but also let us keep drawing cards, keep that gas going so we can burn out and actively keep putting down creatures to kill our opponent. Okay, so that's pretty much how the deck works. So let's talk about our sideboard. So I play against a lot of Boggles and Tron, so your sideboard would be a tad different, but for mine I'm running Celestial Flare and Patricia's Scorn to mostly deal with Boggles, getting rid of their enchantments, or if they attack with just that one creature, casting Celestial Flare. For Tron, I've got Stone Rain to get rid of some of their pieces, and then Prismatic Strands I'll usually put in because if they put a large burn spell in, then I can use this in order to get rid of that burn spell, and then also have that flashback, meaning it where they'll typically just won't use that burn spell. It can hold them off for a good long time, just keeping one creature out there, like Thraber Inspector or something that you can use to tap that mana. Okay, so that's Boros Metalcraft. Let me know what you think, and if you need a link to the deck on Tapped Out, the link is in the description. Thanks so much.